Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the CW Clinic. I want to thank you for coming to my channel. I want to thank you for your time. I really appreciate you all, and I really want to ask you all a huge favor. If you like me, if you like the show, if you like this show in particular, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Help us get this message out for more views. YouTube will show this to more people with the more likes on the video and more subscriptions to the channel. Guys, I thank you for showing up. I thank you for your time. Pound that like button. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the CW Clinic. My name is Chris. I'm your host. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you all. Today, we're going to talk about some pressing issues. What is His Excellency Ned Lamont up to? I say His Excellency because if you've read any of his executive orders, he signs it and it is written as His Excellency Ned Lamont. Ned Lamont's been a busy man, for those of you that don't know. The first and second week of February of 2021, he has extended his executive orders. What is an executive order? An executive order is not a law, just so we know, but it is legal and it is in the power of governors and presidents to use. All right? Now, he has extended his executive order. The one we're going to talk about today in particular is, which he did on February 8th, Executive Order 10A. What has Ned Lamont been up to? Let's talk about that real quick. Oh, Ned, we see you, buddy. There's a few areas that this executive order covers, okay? And we're going to discuss them all briefly. The first area of this executive order is extending all regulations due for COVID-19. All regulations. Nothing has changed. Nothing has lightened up. Nothing has gotten better. The second area that this touches upon is municipal emergency orders. The third and very pertinent area to this executive order extension is the extension of eviction moratorium. Basically, the state of Connecticut, along with many other states, have put in place that renters of any dwelling do not need to pay rent since March of 2020. Under the lens of focus to keep people home in the spread of the epidemic. We're going to go over the numbers for Connecticut specifically here in a moment. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you rent, you don't have to pay rent, okay? And you haven't had to pay rent. And no landlord can come after you. Their attorneys can't come after you. You can't be kicked out of your home. None of that. What you can do is not pay rent. What does that mean for landlords? A lot of people might shun landlords because they're rich. A lot of people might not realize that most landlords aren't rich. They've just made a wise investment to produce cash flow. A lot of landlords that I know are middle class, maybe upper middle class, made a good investment. The renters don't have to pay. In conjunction to not having to pay rent, another piece to the extension of the executive order is the extension of court applications, meaning the court system here in Connecticut is very behind, arguably a year, and it's not getting any better. That means that cases locally aren't going to be heard for quite some time. And remember, these executive orders are in place because of the epidemic that we're going through with the coronavirus. And I understand why he would put things in place like this. I do. And I'm not ridiculing him. I'm merely just delivering to you what His Excellency is doing. And what that means is up to you. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Perspective is what it's about. Speaking of perspective, let's talk about this epidemic. Let's talk about the most current numbers that are available as of March 12th, 2021. In the state of Connecticut, 267,000 confirmed COVID cases. It's a pretty big number. 267,000, that's over 250,000. 7,381 deaths. 267,000 cases, 7,381 deaths. That equals 0.03% of people that have gotten COVID in the state of Connecticut have died, which means your survivability rate of COVID, given the numbers that's on the state website, is 99.97% survivable. 99.97% survivable for anybody of any age. However, we're going to break down the ages here in a second. So this epidemic is 99.97% survivable in the state of Connecticut. Those are the numbers. That's the data. There's no arguing it. That's what the state of Connecticut is producing for everybody to understand. And these numbers are why His Excellency is extending his executive orders. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so let's break that down a step further, okay? Most of you guys listening are between the ages of 20 and 40 years old. So what I did was I grouped those numbers together because they're different. They're 20 to 29 and then they're 30 to 39 basically. I grouped them together, okay? And you know what? I'm not going to tell you those numbers. I'm going to actually table that for a second and tell you the I'm 80 years old numbers, okay? Because in all reality, if anything is serious, it's to the individuals that are 80 years and older. And this is why. In the state of Connecticut, 15,400 people 80 years or older have had coronavirus. 15,400. 4,300 of them have died. That's 28%. 28% of seniors over the age of 80 that have gotten coronavirus in the state of Connecticut have died. That means that if you're over 80 years old in the state of Connecticut, you have a 72% chance of living and a 28% chance of dying. That's pretty serious. 30%, give or take, chance that you might die at 80 years old. I would call that pretty serious. I would really like to see the correlation between pneumonia and COVID-19, considering they're both respiratory, and what is actually killing who. But that's just my free-thinking mind that questions everything. Okay, let's go back to 20 to 39 years old. 86,613. 86,613 20 to 39 year olds have gotten the epidemic, the COVID, the Rona. 43 have died in the state of Connecticut. Hold on a second. 86,613 20 to 39 year olds in the state of Connecticut have gotten the Rona. 43 fucking 3 have died. 43 have died. That's 0.0005% have died of coronavirus. That means that if you're 20 to 39 years old and you get the Rona, you have a 99.9995% chance of living. If you're 20 to 40 years old and you get the Rona in the state of Connecticut, your survivability chances are 99.9995% that you'll live. Executive Order 10A has extended its coronavirus practices because of how serious this epidemic is and how deadly this virus has become. I deliver you the numbers. I deliver you what His Excellency is doing. I leave it to you. Formulate your opinions. I respect them either way. I can hold space for them. But I just want to educate you. What is His Excellency up to? His Excellency is protecting us with extensions of executive orders. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this education. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all your reviews. Thank you for everything. I'll catch you next time. Peace. All right, guys, listen. I delivered you the data, okay? I told you what His Excellency is doing, all right? If you smash that like button and hit subscribe, it will help this video get in front of others who need to know these things. Help me, help you, help them. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe. Let's win together.